Welcome to the Tony Gaskin Show, best-selling author, celebrity life coach, and international speaker. The purpose of this show is to bring you motivation, inspiration, and education in the areas of life, love, and business. Thank you for joining me. Now let's get started.
Hey, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Talks with Tony. Now, today's topic is my husband's family doesn't respect me. How long does it take for a man to introduce someone to their kids and family? My husband kept me from his family, his kids, and anyone else he knows. We have known each other 8 years, and still, after 2 years of marriage, they still have no regards for me and could care less about me. The youngest one won't even speak to me unless she's told to, and I've known her since she was 2. She's 10 now. I'm ready to walk away from this, not because I don't love him, but because I'm tired of being treated unimportant. Thank you so much for submitting that question. And that is deep, and that is a weird thing to me. And to be honest with you, as a man, I don't understand it. As a person, I don't understand it. Like, if I'm going to be with somebody, I'm going to introduce them to my family. So I don't know if there was some funny business here. I don't know if something else was going on. I don't know if he still was real close with, the mother of his kids, and he just didn't want to confuse them because he still was with her in front of them and, with their mother around them. And maybe he showed their mother some love, around them in the family. Maybe that relationship still was going on. You say y'all have known each other for 8 years, but you didn't say y'all have been dating for 8 years, or y'all were dating for 8 years and then got married over the last 2 years. So, throughout this process, maybe he was playing the middle and both ends is what it sounds like. When a person is not introducing you to their family, it's because they are playing the middle and both ends. They got a whole nother side going on over there. Because at this age, you're adults. You grown, you got kids. It's nothing to hide. There's no reason why you wouldn't introduce your woman to your family. You're a grown man. But one reason why you won't is if you still taking their mother, who you still love and you have a soul tie with, you're still with their mother around the kids. And you still with the mother around your family. And your family really loves that person. They really love that mother, and they want you to be with that woman. But you're trying to move on, but you got a soul tie. You still got love for her, but she's not really for you. But you don't really want to move on because you don't want to hurt your kids. You don't want to disrespect your kids. You don't want to break them down. So you kind of want to keep their world intact by having respect for their mother and, showing love in that area. And the kids and the family know her as the one. And then now here you come along. You've been around, but you've been a distant friend to the family. And now y'all get married. So the marriage caught them off guard. So they're like, where is this coming from? Are you married out the blue? Like, we never even met you. So how you married? So, and they could see it a certain way. They may see it like, oh, he married her for the money because she make more money than him, or, or he needs somebody to live off of, or, he married her for this reason or for that reason. And they might not respect that reason. But now here's the thing. You saying you ready to leave because you feel unimportant. So it's like, are you in the marriage for him? Or do you want to feel important so that it feels like you're winning? So that it feels like you have won and you have the upper hand, and this is about your ego. Because if it's about love, I didn't meet my wife's father until we had been married for 5 years. So she didn't introduce me to him because she was embarrassed that she got pregnant as a sophomore in college. And, he didn't want that for her. And I was a grown boy. And she didn't introduce me to him. And they weren't all that close either at the time. But, they got closer over time. And she took her time introducing me to him. And then finally, she introduced me to him. And I remember when I met him, we had been married for 5 years. And, he doesn't call me son-in-law. He doesn't, roll out the red carpet. He's not mean or rude to me. But I got to the point where I realized I'm with my wife. Like, I don't care. Like, her sisters, she has 2 sisters. They don't have my phone number. I don't have their phone number. They don't call me bro. They don't, I'm what I am in life as, an author or a speaker or a coach. And it's, tens of thousands of women just like her sisters reaching out to me for, a male perspective. Her sisters don't reach out to me for a male perspective. They probably couldn't care less what I have to think or feel. Their dad probably is their world and who they would talk to if they need a male perspective. So guess what? I'm not losing any sleep over it. I'm not like, I don't feel appreciated. I don't feel respected. I don't feel important because her, mom isn't calling me, or her dad isn't calling me, and her sisters aren't calling me, or they're not calling me son-in-law or brother, or they don't say love you when I see them, on the holidays, because I'm married to my wife. So you have to look at it like, regardless of how the family, as long as they're not disrespecting you in front of him, or period, as long as they're not calling you out of your name, talking bad about you, looking you from head to toe with disrespect, then you don't have to worry about nothing. And even if they do that, then it's on him to check them and put them in line. So I've had to check my mother and sister over my wife, because you're going to have those little, turf wars, So I've had to check them before and look, this my wife, y'all make sure y'all respect her. This the queen of the castle. Y'all not the queen of the castle. Y'all are my family, but I can't do nothing with y'all. You my mother, you my sister. This the woman I could lay down with every night, get my head rubbed. This the mother of my kids. This the queen of the castle. So she comes first now, and y'all got to understand the hierarchy and the order. And so I let them know that. So as a man, it's on him to let the family know you're going to respect this woman here. And now if you see that he doesn't do that, now that doesn't mean making them speak to you. That doesn't mean making them, kiss your butt. That doesn't mean making them call you mama or stepmama, or, making them call you or text. That doesn't mean any of that. As long as they're not disrespecting you, you okay. And be okay if they don't want to get to know you. Eventually, they will. You only been married for 2 years. 50% of marriages end in divorce. So you still ain't safe yet. A large percentage of marriages end in those first 5 years. So you still earning. And if you of any color, people of color a little tougher when it comes to trust, because people of color have suffered all over the world and just could not trust the system that they were in. So if you black in America, then it's even worse. Now, if you're not, it might be a little different. But one thing I do know is a lot of cultures and a lot of people, especially from certain, even from down to the city or the state that you're from, trust just does not come easy. So they might not trust you yet, might not know if you have genuine motives and if you're going to be there for him through thick and thin, might not really trust you all the way. So understand that and just keep doing you, keep being the best that you can be. Because when I first got with my wife, her mom and her dad were looking at me with the side eye. But I kept being me, kept doing what I'm doing, and I became a better and a better and a better man over time. And now when they see me, they cheese ear to ear. I believe they are truly proud of the way that I'm loving her and taking care of her and my family. But it took some time, and they're Jamaican. So that's a culture in itself. That could be a different. And I'm American. So they're looking at this old American boy. And, could have been cultural too. So I had to pay dues. So when you marry into a family, you got to pay dues. My wife is still paying dues after 10 years of marriage with my mother and sister. And I could still be paying dues to a certain extent with my wife's sisters and her dad, And so think about it like that. And for everybody listening, always remember, your relationship is between you and your partner or your spouse. Your relationship is between two people. You can't worry about what your friends thinking, what your parents thinking, what their parents thinking, what their friends thinking. If the two of you have love, you have an understanding, and you can communicate with one another, what other people think, it does not matter. It does not matter. And eventually they'll come around. And if they don't, oh well. Hey, this is Tony Gaskins. Hope you got something from it today. Take care of your relationship. Treat it like a house. Cut your grass so you can see the snakes. Pay your dues. Lock your doors to keep strangers out. Treat your relationship like a house. Take care of you, worry about you, and everything will be okay. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you have a question, remember, send it in to inbox@TonyGaskins.com. Inbox@TonyGaskins.com. I'm no guru. I'm no know-it-all. Just another brother from another mother trying to share my 2 cents and hoping it doesn't make me bankrupt. So if I can help you in any way, I would love to shed some light on what you're dealing with. Hit me up, inbox@TonyGaskins.com, and we will talk soon.